Hey guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time of seeing my channel, thank you for stopping by. Please ensure to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Today we're going to be learning how to cut and make this bubu dress with front pockets and a slit in front. If this is something you're interested in learning, please join me while we get started. Okay, for making this dress, I'm going to be making use of these two fabrics. One is the Kampala fabric and the red is the crepe. So for the Kampala fabric, I'm going to be using this to make the dress, and I'm going to open this fabric just like I'm doing right now. And I'm going to take the measurement of this fabric. The length of my gown is 58. So I'm going to check the measurements. When opening this fabric and measuring it, I noticed that the fabric is shorter. It is having 45 inches wideness, so it's quite shorter. So because of that, I'm going to be turning the fabric to the other side just like this. I'm going to turn it to the other side. Okay, so ensure your fabric is on fold just like it is now. Then after turning it and ensuring it's on fold, you also turn it over again like this. Turn it over like this until you get the desired length of your dress. So at this point, I'm going to take my measuring tape to take the measurements for the full length of the dress. And I'm working with 58 inches, and I'm going to be adding 2 inches for hem allowance. So I'm going to measure it from the top to the point where I want the dress to end, and I'm going to mark it at that point. So after marking it, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Ensure that the fabric is on fold and it's at the full length of the dress, including your hem allowance. So after that, I went ahead to cut it. Look at the fabric is on fold. Ensure that it's on fold. So I went ahead to use my pin to secure it for it to stay flat. And now I'm going to start taking my measurements. So I'm going to come at the part that is folded, the closed folded area of the fabric, not the part that is open, the part that is closed. I'm going to take my neck width, which I'm using 3.5 inches, and a neck depth of 2 inches. And I'm going to connect that together like a curve. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take my shoulder measurement. So the shoulder measurement is shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 7 inches. So from there, I'm going to be adding my sleeve measurement as well. I'm working with 12 inches. So that's together 19 inches. So you can actually do that from the neck width point, mark 19 inches to the end and put a point there. So I'm going to also go ahead and come down from my sleeve. I'm going to come down by 10 inches. This is how wide I want my sleeve to be. So after that, I'm going to come down from the top by 9 inches. That is my shoulder to bust point. And I'm going to be marking my hip measurement divided by 4 from the center line, my hip measurement divided by 4 to meet the point at my sleeve where I'm going to connect them together. I actually added 3 inches to the hip measurement divided by 4. This is to make it free and then to be used for the seam allowance. So from that point where I have my hip measurement divided by 4, I'm going to draw a straight line straight down. So I'm going to be using this measurement all through because this is a bubu dress. It's not meant to be fitted. It's meant to be free. So I'm going to be using that measurement from the bust point down to the hem line. So after connecting them from the bust point to the hemline, I'm going to come up to the part where the sleeve connects to the bust point and draw a curve that would connect them together. Okay, so I'm trying to make my lines very visible. I realize that it's not very visible from the camera, but I hope you understand what I'm doing. That's why I'm trying to make these lines very visible. from the sleeve to the bust points down to the hemline and even the neckline. I'm trying to make it very visible so you can see what I am doing. Okay, so after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. You can watch me while I am cutting it so that you can understand it in case you can't see my chalk lines. So I'm going to cut it out with the measurement I used in marking my points. You can see how I cut the sleeve because I connected it like a curve from the sleeve point to the bust point. Then after that, I'm going to cut the neckline out as well. Okay, so after cutting it, I'm going to open the fabric. I'm going to open it wide so I can start working on the front part of it. So as you can see the neck opening. One part of it is the front, one part of it is the back. So I'm going to take one side of it, any part of it. I'm going to take one side from the center like this, and I'm going to place it like this. If you notice, the sleeves are facing each other. The sleeves are both facing each other. One side is the front, one side is the back. So I can take one side and decide to use it for my front. After placing it like this flat, I'm going to come at the neckline and take a measurement of 2.5 inches. I'm going to mark 2.5 inches all through, and after marking them all through, I'm going to connect them together. I'm trying to make it very visible for you to see, but I hope you're able to follow. So I'm going to be using my ruler to connect them all through together, and after doing that, I'm going to cut it out. So after cutting it out, this is what it looks like. I laid it flat, and you can see that I have cut out the front, the center of the front out by 2 inches on both sides, and this is what it is looking like. So at this point, I'm going to take it out so that we can work on the front pocket. So I'm going to take a piece of fabric. I'm going to take a piece of fabric with about 6 inches wide and 12 inches long. That is, the width is 6 inches. I'm going working with 6 inches, and of course I'm going to be adding 1 inch for seam allowance. That is half an inch on both sides when I'm joining it to the fabric. So I'm going to cut it out with that with wideness and length, and then I'm going to come down at the edge by 2.5 above. I'm going to do this on both sides, then connect it with a curve. That's what I'm doing right there. After connecting it with a curve, I'm going to cut it out. I said I came up by 2.5 inches from the down, connect it with a curve to the end, and then I cut it out, and I had my pockets. Okay, so I'll be taking the measurements from the parts that I've cut out. I'm going to start from the hemline, place my tape straight up to the neckline, just like I'm doing right now, and I'll also go ahead and continue taking this measurement around the neck and down again to the hemline. Okay, so after taking this round measurement, you're going to go to the next fabric, which is the red fabric, and cut it out there with a wideness of 6 inches and that same length of what you have measured from the center part of the gown. So by the time you have cut 6 inches wideness and you fold it in two, you're going to be having 3 inches. This is what it's going to look like. Because the fabric might not be enough to take the round measurement, you're going to be joining a part of it to get this. I also went ahead to cut for my pocket with a length of 4 inches and a wideness of 7 inches. So after folding this, I'll be having 2 inches, and I'm going to be joining it to the other part of the pocket with half an inch. Okay, so I'm going to be bringing the pocket to the gown, where I'm going to be marking the placement. I'm going to go from my shoulder line and mark 18 inches on the gown. That point 18 inches is where my pocket is going to start from. I'm going to do that on the other side as well. Okay, so from the center, I'm going to be marking 1 inch from the center of that 18 inches point we have marked. I'm going to do that on the other side. So that is where the pocket is going to be starting from. That is the point where the pocket is going to start from. So after doing marking all of this, I'm going to go ahead and join the pocket together and also attach it to the gown. So after stitching the pocket to the gown, I'm going to go to the other fabric which I've already joined together. Open it like this. I'm going to take the measurement of 12 inches from the top, and I'm going to go down to the down part and measure 18 inches from the down. That will be representing my slit point from the down and the top 12 inches from the top. So I'm going to go ahead and sew from the middle from that 12 inches to the 18 inches. And after doing that, I'm going to bring it out and open it like this. So after opening it like this is what it's going to look like. Ensure that the 12 inches or whatever inches you want to be using for the top should be wide enough to be able to pass through your neck when you're wearing the gown. So after that, I'm going to notch the center of the neck, and I'm going to be joining them together with the neckline. I'm going to make sure I place the center at the center point and pin it, secure it with my pin so that it doesn't move or shake. So I'm going to go ahead and do this all through from the neckline down to the hemline, and ensure that it's properly placed. And after doing this, I'm going to go ahead and stitch it round by 1/2 inch. After that, this is the final look of the dress. You can see how it came out. It came out very well. This is what it looks like. We have come to the end of this tutorial. So if you find this tutorial very helpful, please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for stopping by. See you in my next video.